Hello, Miss Jones. How was your trip here?
A little bumpy due to the weather and some of the states on the way here, but overall it was pretty good. I'm glad to be here. I've never been to this part of the country and I'm thankful for the opportunity.
Well, we're glad to have you here. I'm Mr. Dixon, and I will be interviewing you for an entry-level sales position for our company, Procter& Gamble. We're about to start your initial interview process.
Well, I'd like to introduce myself. Well, I'm Nakia Jones, a graduate engineer at Tuskegee University majoring in sales and marketing from the Bronx, New York. I'm hoping to land a position as a sales rep where I could use my skills to better the company. Before we start, may I ask some clarifying questions?
Sure, that'll be fine.
Thanks. So I'm interviewing for the direct sales consultant in the tri-state region for the Weller Department of P&G.
Yes.
I've done some research on the position and the skills you are looking for, including doing more than just selling, but being responsible for a large region and all the customers within it. The website stated to be successful in this position, you must be adept in customer service and communication, both written and verbal. You must be a collaborator who is well organized, and importantly, you must master selling. You must have the ability to work autonomously, acting as a business owner in your sales territory. Based on this information, I feel like I'd be a great fit for this position at P&G. I really have a passion for sales and building customer relationships. I have experience working in customer service and really enjoy providing a top-of-the-line service to my customers. I'm a great communicator and enjoy expressing new ideas to different types of people. I have experience with working with all sorts of backgrounds and really take a joy in collaborating and overcoming differences for the greater good of a project. I have a huge willingness to learn, and although I'm a great team player, I also enjoy working alone and taking on difficult endeavors for the greater good of my projects, which is necessary when working as a sales rep. To go a little further in depth about my experience, I have worked retail as a sales associate in a large store, Forever 21, in a major location, Times Square, which is their second biggest location. There I had many responsibilities and learned to multitask. One of the greatest lessons learned from that job is customer service. I had a high contact rate with customers all day long and learned to perform quality customer service. Because of the location of the store, I also dealt with people of many different backgrounds from all across the world. As a sales and marketing major, I have learned a lot about sales through my courses, with two in particular, promotional strategy and marketing research. With promotional strategy, I was tasked to work with a group to prepare a business plan to be presented to 3M. It was a social impact business plan. And this taught me how to sell an idea, not just verbally, but also written down. With marketing research, I actually have to do marketing research for a company, Bedazzle Do. Based on my findings, I presented to the owners of the company about the target demographics and explained that there was a racial divide amongst their audience and recommended necessary changes to better suit multiple demographics. I'm also involved with multiple clubs, such as the NAACP and the Pre-Alumni Club. I'm in two honor societies, Beta Gamma Sigma, a business honor society through the accreditation of my college, and Alpha Kappa Mu, a general honor society.
So now that we've gotten to know you a little bit more, let's move on to behavior questions. Here at P&G, we like to ask these type of questions to get a greater understanding of your skills and backgrounds. So answer these questions the best way you can. So let's start with describe a experience in which you had to speak up to be sure that other people knew what you thought or felt.
I worked as a sales associate for Forever 21 in their Times Square location, as I stated earlier, which is their second biggest location. The store is as big as the mall. It's huge. And I was tasked with running their biggest fitting room in the store. Throughout the day, I interacted and provided customer service with hundreds of people. A problem arose, though, because oftentimes I was responsible for the fitting room alone. I had to tend to 30 customers and their needs, as well as manage a long line. This was a job for more than one person. I tried to manage it myself, but I was not able to provide the highest level of customer service to the customers because there were so many of them. Because the customer is my number one focus, I sought help. I had to communicate with my manager, who was unaware of the problem because they rarely checked up on me, to let them know that during certain peak hours, one person could not manage the fitting room alone. My manager ended up adding someone to help with the job so we could collaborate and better serve the customer's needs.
Describe a time on any job where you had to face stress, which tested your coping skills, and what did you do?
Well, last semester was one of the most difficult semesters to date. One of the classes in particular, promotional strategy, which was accumulation of all the classes I previously took, was so much work. We presented every day in the class, and every day the teacher would just criticize us to the max. I spent countless nights preparing for those presentations, trying to be as well versed on the subject as I could. Although the teacher was rough and threw everything at us, including the kitchen sink, it made me a better presenter. Now in presenting, I am confident with myself and with my material. I know how to engage my audience and speak with purpose. The class made me a great presenter and taught me to take away any doubts in presentation, especially if I know my material. The experience has prepared me to be a better sales person and be comfortable presenting to customers despite obstacles and curveballs that may be thrown at me.
Describe a time where a project of yours didn't go the way you intended, and what did you do to save it?
I was involved in a mentoring program called Finding Beauty Inside for my honors dorm, and our goal was to fellowship with local high school girls and offer mentors to them that are not too far off in age. The problem was there were so many mentoring programs on campus, the high school girls were not excited about our program because they had so many options. We had to figure out a way to differentiate ourselves from the other mentoring programs. We decided to do a spa day to entice the girls into coming, and once they were comfortable with us, to bring in the mentoring aspect. Still to this day, I think it was a great plan. However, no one showed up the day of the event. We had already invested so much into this day, we were determined to make it a success. I, along with several of my colleagues, called and texted as many of the high school girls as we could and gave them our sales pitch for the program again. We offered rides and emphasized our mission again. Although it was a late start, the girls slowly started to trickle in. For our next event, although we publicized the event through the school, we made sure to call the girls for a follow-up and offer rides to make sure that they'd be attending.
Why should I hire you?
Well, you should hire me because I am a dedicated hard worker with an extreme willingness to learn. I have an entrepreneur spirit that would be great for sales and a willingness to go over and beyond the call of duty to get the job and then some done. I have a background in customer service and truly enjoy it. I am ready, willing, and able to start this job ASAP and use my skills to help the company the best way I can. I feel like I have all the skills for this job and would love to grow and work with P&G. So when can I start?
That's great. Well, this is the initial interview, but we'll be following up with you coming the next couple of weeks to inform you for the next steps. Before we end, any questions?
I actually had all of my questions answered at the beginning of the interview. I just like to say it's been my dream to interview with P&G for the longest, and I'm so very thankful for this opportunity. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to hearing from the company.
You're very welcome. Nice meeting you, Ms. Jones.
Nice meeting you too, Ms.